What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Zero Lab. I know it's been a few days since we made an upload on the channel, and so there's a lot that's been going on, and that's just kind of what I want to address in this video is just updates on what's been going on. Thank you guys for the amazing support that we've had, and talk about our giveaway winner for the Prismatic Evolutions Elite Trainer Box. So, first of all, I've been traveling a ton over the past 2 weeks. So I had a bunch of videos for TCG Pocket that were scheduled to be uploaded, and thank you for the support on all of those. But thank you also so much. We are over 2,000 subscribers now, and I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for that amazing support. And we're so excited here at the Zero Lab to continue making great content in the Pokemon trading card game and the Pokemon trading card game Pocket. I've been traveling a lot over the last 2 weeks. For the trading card game, I was in Puerto Rico for the Puerto Rico special event. And then right after that, pretty much, I was on my way to London for the European International Championship. So a busy time of traveling. And so I just want to update you all on how those tournaments went, and then talk about a couple other updates in this video. But to begin with, we do have a giveaway winner for the Prismatic Evolutions ETB. We were running a giveaway. If we hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of February, we were going to give away this ETB, and we do have a winner, and it is the user Steely Nate. So if you can let us know down below, we'll find a way to get in contact with you and get you this Elite Trainer box. So, yeah. First, I want to talk about our Puerto Rico SPE adventures. Puerto Rico was a lot of fun. The SPE was a lot of fun. Just great energy there for a tournament that had a lot less players than you would normally see at like a regional or an IC. My friend Cody and I played the same 60 to Puerto Rico, and it is the 60 you're seeing on the screen here. I ended up 33rd, so just missed top 32, but got top 64. Very happy with that. With what I would say is a pretty unique list. We kind of came to the conclusion that Badoo is really good. Charizard is still a really good attacker when you can get it set up in this format. And we thought kind of building a turbo deck around Badoo that was really focused on using the Dusknoir line to bully our opponent's board and just like completely decimate it, and then going into a Charizard EX while ioning them to a low hand size. We thought sort of that strategy was going to be really strong in this format, and it ended up being really good. So kind of the strategy with the deck is to start with Badoo, set up our board full of Duskulls and a Charmander, and Arceus V-Star kind of helps us pull all these combo pieces together along with the Pokestops. And the goal is to Badoo your opponent and then use Dusknoirs to dismantle their board, and then Iona them low and go into Charizard EX, hitting for however much damage you need to hit, because you can kind of manipulate how many prize cards your opponent has taken with the Dusknoirs. And this ended up being really good. One of the reasons we like this deck is it's super favored into Gardevoir. Sadly, I misplayed in round 1 in Puerto Rico, game 1, against a Gardevoir, and ended up losing round 1 to Gardevoir, which felt really bad because it's like one of our most favored matchups. But we were able to beat some Rhydons, Dragapults. Let's see, what else do we hit in Puerto Rico? I have a tough time remembering now, but we did end the day at 5-2-1 in Puerto Rico. We ID'd into day 2. I ID'd into day 2 because my opponent was on Lugia, and Lugia was a pretty bad matchup for this deck. It really depends on how good your Badoo locks them down, because you can kind of just KO their lone Lugias with your double Dusknoir, those sorts of things, while you're Badoo locking them from finding more basic Pokemon. But we did ID into day 2 because I felt like Lugia wasn't that great of a matchup, so I was happy to lock up the top 64 by IDing into day 2. Then in day 2, lost to a Dragapult in close matchup. I ionoed them low, and they just had like all the perfect cards that they needed to win the game from there. And then we beat a Gardevoir. So we're on the cusp of getting top 32, but ended up 33rd in top 64. Then for EUIC, we ran the deck list back. We ended up cutting an Ultra Ball for a 5th Fire Energy. Felt like the 5th Fire Energy was really good. A lot of times opponents were trying to boss up our Arceus V-Star and get it trapped in the active. So we felt like if we could both have a Charizard EX powered up and an Arceus V-Star powered up, they couldn't really try to trap the Arceus V-Star if we were able to attack with it. Things didn't go so well at EUIC. Unfortunately, I started the day 2-0, round 3 hitting our Caledon with no Dalga, which is a great matchup for the deck. Won game 1 and then just proceeded to break games 2 and 3. Then hit the tie we got was against a Dragapult, which is about a 50-50 matchup. It's really down to who goes first or who wins the coin flip and gets to choose second in that matchup and start the Badoo lock. And my opponent won the coin flip and was able to go second. Beat Alugia. That was really good because I felt like that matchup was rough, but we were able to beat Alugia. And then we lost to a Cloth Terrapagos Badoo Poison deck. That matchup is really, really bad for this deck, and now that has won the European International Championships, this deck is totally off my list of decks to play in the future. But I do think that this deck was sort of off the radar, a really interesting choice. I was really happy to kind of bring a creative deck to the EUIC and to Puerto Rico, but I won't be playing this any further because the Cloth deck is really a bad matchup. Yeah, and then our final loss, we lost the winning in to Gardevoir, which feels really bad. Just bricked 2 out of 3 games. Again, Gardevoir is supposed to be our best matchup. Misplayed against one of them in Puerto Rico, and then just bricked against one of them in UIC to whiff day 2. So felt pretty bad, but was really happy with the list overall. Was happy with the success we had in Puerto Rico, and we're just so close at UIC. Just need a couple things to go our way that ended up not going our way. But yeah, I think this list was really fun, and it was fun to bring sort of an unexpected deck list, creative deck list that we had come up with to these events. Even though we won't be playing it any further, I think there was a lot of merit to this in those early events of this format. So it was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys found the deck interesting as we went over it. But yeah, those were my adventures in Puerto Rico and Europe. So we have our giveaway winner, Steely Nate. Reach out to us. We'll reach out to you. We'll find a way to get you this ETB. And then, yeah, this was our adventures in Puerto Rico and Europe. And then the last bit of news we have actually is really exciting. Pokemon Day is upon us tomorrow, February 27th. I think we're going to get more news about this tomorrow, but we do have news about the next TCG Pocket Set, Triumphant Light. Looks to be featuring Arceus EX, and Arceus EX was revealed. It has 140 HP, Fabled Luster ability. This Pokemon can't be affected by any special conditions, which is really important because sleep, poison, those sorts of things are pretty prevalent in the game. And so that ability is really strong. And then it has Ultimate Force for 3 colorless energy, does 70 plus 20 more damage for each of your bench Pokemon. That's really strong, does 130 damage. There's probably ways to boost that damage a little bit if you need to. Rocky helmets, things like that. And obviously we can power this up with things like Manaphy, things like Dialga. Lots of ways to power up the Arceus EX, so that is really cool. We have a few other cards that are like semi-revealed. We can't really read what they're doing, but we have this Heatran here and a Crobat with an ability. I think we're going to get more reveals out of this set tomorrow. It looks like there's a Garchomp EX as well. Again, can't read what that does, but the Garchomp we already have, the non-EX, is very, very strong. So having an EX to go along with that could potentially break the Garchomp deck wide open. A few other Pokemon revealed. We have a Magnemite, an Eevee, and this Golbat. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, they did show off kind of like this new hollow pattern, which is reminiscent of like the Arceus sets from back in the day. So that's really interesting. And excited to see more about this TCG Pocket set, hopefully tomorrow on Pokemon Day. But TCG Pocket is in a really good spot. Really excited about where it's at. I'm hoping that we'll start to see maybe some side events at regionals and ICs for TCG Pocket. There's a lot of support in the community for a competitive circuit for TCG Pocket, and the more sets that we get, the better the game seems to get competitively. Really excited also how my TCG season is going so far. At 500 points right now after UIC. I think we need to get to around 700 to get the World's Invite this year, but plenty of events coming up to get us to that point. But really just wanted to give you guys an update on what's been going on. And thank you for all of the support we've had on the channel. Over 2K subscribers is amazing, and just really appreciative of that. So stay tuned. Tons of Pocket videos, I'm sure, coming out this next week. And we also have some cool reveals from the new TCG sets, the Ethan's Pokemon, the Cynthia's Pokemon, those sorts of things that we'll cover on the channel here as well. So stay tuned for those. But thank you guys for the support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.